What's up, camera? Welcome back to the channel. This, of course, is another manga haul video. This is, of course, for the month of October. Today is currently October 25th, and like always, I have a few things that I'd like to discuss before we get started. And as always, if you're not interested, click in the description. I actually have some timestamps so you can skip ahead to the meat and potatoes of this video of sorts. The first thing I'd like to talk about real quick is, of course, as you can see, something different. I'm trying out a new format this time. This time you can see both my hands. It's crazy. I got some bum ass like jerry-rigged fucking phone. I'm recording on my phone again. I've got it jerry-rigged. I can show a picture of it on screen right now, in fact. It's not the best, but I don't really do this for views or money or anything. Manga is just like a hobby of mine, a very important and big hobby in my life. And I like to do this YouTube thing for fun because I don't really have anyone to discuss this sort of thing with. I do have some friends that read manga, however, just this sort of thing isn't something that comes up in conversations with them. And then the last thing I want to mention before we get going, I mentioned this in the last video, but I'm going to bring it up again because it's been so long and I'm really upset about it. Again, don't know how much this applies to everyone else watching right now, but Land of the Lustrous Volume 11. Who the hell knows what's going on with that? Kodansha does, but they're not saying anything. A quick timeline, if you don't know what I'm talking about. As early as May, I believe people were reporting that on Amazon, the release date of the volume was delayed until October 2021, way off in the future, which is upsetting because the volume 10 only came out February, and so we already had to wait a very long time for the originally expected date, which was like August or October for the English release. But then, to my and many other Land of Lustrous fans, as few as we may be, last month? I can't remember exactly when. I'll correct myself on screen with text. It was just completely delisted. Volume 11 of Land of the Lustrous was just taken off of every online book retailer, Right Stuff Anime, Amazon, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble. It's just taken off. And so, while I want to be really positive and optimistic from what we've seen from Kodansha, you know, the delaying, and then the outright delisting, then the radio silence, not responding, not putting out any news on their website, Twitter, Reddit that I've seen. As of right now, I haven't seen any, and not responding to concerns put forward on various subreddits, Twitter, not even responding to my email. It's been almost a month, if not exactly a month, since I sent out that email, and I have not gotten a response yet. I don't know what's going on. Again, want to stay positive, but all signs are pointing to them giving up on the series. Right now, it could change. It could be like, sorry for the delay, guys, but it's coming out this December. That would be amazing, but I doubt that. It looks like they're just giving up on the series. I know Land of the Lustrous is, of course, not as popular in the West as it is in Japan, so that could probably have a factor in it because they're still publishing Attack on Titan, for example, which is a lot more popular. Things seems to be going normal there. But and they're still doing simulpubs, of course. Of course, they are not doing simulpubs of Land of the Lustrous. There's also not a placeholder for Volume 11 for when that eventually comes out on Kodansha's website. So again, they're pointing at it being canceled, which I would be very upset at. Oh, right, one more thing before I get into it. I don't know if y'all heard, since it was very recent in relation to when I'm recording this, but Kaguya-sama Love is War Season 3 got announced, and I'm excited as hell. I think I mentioned this last time, back in the other haul, when I got the first 2 volumes, and that is I've already read up to Volume 16, because I have a friend who has up to the English release, so I've read all of that. I know what's coming in Season 3, and god damn am I so excited. It's gonna be so good. Sometime 2021, getting Season 3. 2021 is potentially going to be a great year, at least for me in terms of anime. I don't normally watch a lot of anime. I prefer manga. I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen, and I've been enjoying that more than the manga, personally, because the animation's just been really good so far. And that's going to roll over into the winter 2021 season. Attack on Titan Season 4 is going to be rolling over into winter 2021. I believe winter 2021 is also going to see the start of Promised Neverland Season 2, and then Cells at Work Season 2, and I think Cells at Work Code Black is also coming out then. And then still no word on it, but potentially Bleach 1000 Year Blood War anime, like late, or maybe at least an announcement. That would be so good. Hopefully in 2021 the physical English version of Burn the Witch will show up, because I still haven't read that yet. And then there's going to be some sort of JoJo announcement in April, which I'm very excited to see what that's going to be about. I hope it's not going to be like the Berserk announcement, where it's just going to be an exhibition and a statue crowdfunding, and hopefully it'll actually be part 6 or something, you know? And yeah, there's going to be a lot in 2021, so I'm excited. Hopefully things won't be terrible next year. But who knows, honestly, there's so much crap going on. But now that we got all that out of the way, we can finally start actually looking into the manga haul. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is hallelujah, it's finally here. I've been waiting on this volume since April, and it's finally here. Unfortunately got like a little crease. You probably can't see it on the camera right about there. Same thing happened with volume 5, but honestly I've been waiting so long and it's not that big of a deal, so I'm just accepting it. And in this volume we got to about the end of the Hunter exam arc, which is personally my least favorite Hunter x Hunter arc. I don't know if that's everybody else's opinion of it, but it's personally my least favorite. It's just I know it's basically just like a long introduction, because it lasts like 4 volumes and it's just introducing a lot of things. So that's why I didn't like it as much. But I am excited, because after that is going to be the Heaven's Arena arc, which I have most of. I still need to obviously collect more, but that's going to be great, re-experiencing the series in the original format, so to speak. Not much else to say. This volume was alright. We got to see the end of the Hunter exam arc. Again, like I said, my least favorite arc in Hunter x Hunter. I believe I've already expressed my opinion on the art. I think I like it. I think it's good. There was one thing that was pretty lazily drawn. I don't think I can find it, but I mean, it was basically for comedic purposes, so I'm not that upset about it. Other than that, it all looks pretty good. Maybe it'll get worse as time goes on. Who knows? I heard people complaining that the art got worse in Bleach over time, but I didn't think that was true at all after reading the whole series. So, who knows? Next up, we got volume 21 of One Punch Man. Now, this volume, of course, having god tier art as always, was just okay in my opinion. Like it progressed the story a bit, and I enjoyed it, but a lot of this volume was dedicated to a fight that I wasn't really that interested in. Well, of course, let's look at some of the art. It looks amazing. Like, the fight looks amazing, obviously, but the fight was between Flashy Flash, the S-class ninja hero, and 2 ninja monster dudes. And, well, again, it looks visually it's beautiful, of course, but I'm just not interested in the hero, Flashy Flash, because, I mean, so far, from my understanding of him, he's just a fast ninja. Maybe there might be more in his backstory if they ever give him one later on. I think they did hint at something like that during the fight, but overall, it just seems like a less interesting, or at least a less fun Speed of Sound Sonic, because he's not really used for any comedic purposes, and he's just a fast ninja, so I'm not that interested in it. But they did kind of make up for it in the end. On this portion of the volume was dedicated to Child Emperor, which is a bit more interesting of a character. He gets the kid, and he starts to have a little bit of a fight with this robot samurai, which I believe is like G9 or something. And then they're setting up for a big fight between him and Phoenix Man, who has the kind of Gerard Valkyrie, I believe his name is, from 1000 Year Blood War thing, where he dies, but he is resurrected, and he's even stronger than before, so I'm interested to see how that fight's going to go down, because we got 2 interesting parties. It's going to be visually awesome, a lot more interesting than the Flashy Flash fight. But overall, it's a pretty solid volume. I think volume 22 is going to be mostly dedicated, or at least a good portion is going to be dedicated to the fight with Phoenix Man, because Child Emperor, I've seen the Japanese cover, he's the main focus of it. have no idea how long it's going to take to come out in English, because I don't think it's come out in Japan yet. But one thing I gotta say is very good about this volume is they got the whole extended cover art here in the back. Unfortunately, it's not how I hoped it would be, that being a full color, like a higher quality paper. But bam, the art still looks really great. I'm sure you can find a really good colored in version online and print it yourself if you want. But the fact that they included it is very nice. I don't know if this was all part of their plan. I don't know if this was in their keikaku this whole time, and I complained for nothing, but I'm happy to see it. Alright, second to last single volume for this video, we got Chainsaw Man, which I believe, I'll put it to the side and put like a picture of the other version. I believe they got the colors wrong on this. This is actually a darker shade of green. It looks like puke, but apparently it was like brighter. I didn't know about this. I didn't even notice it until I saw someone post about it on the internet. And since this is the first volume of a new series that just recently came out, I'll give my impression so far. My impression is, damn, this is pretty good. I'm really excited to read more. I honestly am having trouble waiting until the next volume comes out in like December. The art isn't perfect. There are some, like the drawings look pretty rough, especially when it comes to Denji. It's kind of rough looking, if you know what I mean. It just has that feeling, but I think it works. I think it works, especially when it comes to the action. Let me find a good panel. Yeah, this one. I think it looks, the art looks especially good in these moments. The action looks great, in my opinion. I think that roughness adds to the intensity of the fighting. And the story is also really interesting. The main character, Denji, has a very relatable goal. Just want to touch some boobs. So far, he's probably my favorite character. His interactions with this guy, which is Aki Hayakawa, I forgot for a second. It was pretty funny, but so far he's meh as a character in my opinion. So far the character I'm most interested in is Power. She kind of reminds me of Noi from Dorohedoro. So I'm interested to see what's going on with her. She has a relatively interesting backstory, and damn, like I'm seriously considering catching up with the English digital version of this. Of course, I'm still gonna buy the physical version because I really enjoyed this first volume. And of course, I don't believe I've said this on the channel before, but I've always said to my friends that holding a physical manga volume is an essential part of the experience of reading manga, in my opinion. So I'll definitely still be buying volume 2. I actually already got it pre-ordered, but I'm considering reading it digitally first. Alright, and this last one is a bit of a special case. This is a first for the channel, but this last single volume we got is actually a Western comic. It's Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't remember when this came out, but I had finished recently watching the original cartoon on Netflix, and I really enjoyed it. So I took a risk. This was about, what is this, $25? Even though I've tried a Western comic before, and I didn't really get into it. I had Deadpool Kills Deadpool and Deadpool Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, but I couldn't get into them for whatever reason. I tried to read them, but I don't know what it was. I couldn't read them, so they're not on my shelf anymore. So far, as you can see here, I've got a little bookmark. I've been enjoying reading this. Like, the actual act of reading this has been a lot more enjoyable than reading the Deadpool one. And so far, in my opinion, it seems like the characters, everything we know about the characters in the world is the same from back in the cartoon. The art is really nice, and I'm really glad I'm like able to read this because I don't know what it was, but I just couldn't bring myself to read the Deadpool comics. And I've also already pre-ordered the second in this comic series, which I believe is called The Search, which is coming out soon. I might already have it by the time this video goes up, but I've been really enjoying it. The page quality is nice. The art is also really nice. It's pretty faithful to the art style in the cartoon, I think. And one of the biggest selling points is because when I was debating whether to buy it I looked up in a video and I saw it has the covers in the back, the original covers, because it was originally released in 3 parts. This is the omnibus. And it's got the original covers. Very beautiful, very nice looking. And that's basically what's I was either deciding on buying the single, like the hardcover for this one, which was like $50, or this one and pre-ordering the paperback omnibus of The Search, which I ended up doing because it has the covers in the back. Also, the volume spines. It seems like there's going to be an extended image connecting all the spines. I don't know yet because I don't have the second one, but if it does, that's going to be really cool. Got Best Girl Toff. Don't at me. But yeah, so far, pretty good volume. Been enjoying it. Pretty interested to see more of it. Alright, next up, we got our multi-volume series. I know, it's crazy. We got, first up, if I didn't want a season 2 before, I definitely want it now. As you can see, can you see it? Right here. I'm about right here in volume 14. God damn. The more things change, the more they stay the same. I still got so many damn questions, but oh my god, is this series getting so good. I thought the first season was good if it did have an unsatisfying conclusion. Things have only gotten better. We learned more about everyone's past. We got some very interesting developments in characters. I won't spoil anything, but we learned some things about Kaiman, a lot of things about Kaiman's true identity. And goddamn, do I wish I had the rest of the series, and do I wish a season 2 is confirmed. Like, season 3 of Kaguya-sama is probably a given because it's so popular, but come on. I've heard Dorohedoro was super popular in Japan, especially the anime. I heard it was more popular than Demon Slayer anime. Come on. You gotta, like, maybe after their two biggest animes, upcoming animes are over, they'll start working on it maybe. But because Jujutsu Kaisen and Attack on Titan are probably taking a toll on their staff. I don't know what else they've got in the works, but maybe we'll get it sometime soon. I'm also still holding out for Land of Lush for season 2. Kind of off topic, but yeah. Art is still amazing in this series. As the series goes on, I find it harder and harder to recommend it because I love this series so much, and you should definitely give it a chance. But if you're a newcomer or you're not as open to like the really weird side of stuff, like even if you've seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is bizarre, this is somehow even weirder and more bizarre. So honestly, probably read a few chapters digitally because it might not be your thing, or watch the anime. Play the anime on Netflix on repeat so inflate the numbers, make it so Mappa knows that we're interested. Also, one thing that's annoying, I don't know if it's because it's thin or it's because it has these flappy doodles, but these volumes do not stand up, not even on the shelf. As soon as I take out like more than one volume of Dorohedoro, it just falls the hell over, which is kind of annoying. Especially because I had to take these off the shelf so I could do these videos. So now I'm just looking at the shelf. It's over there. They're just leaning over, which I can't imagine will be good for the volume, but let's just get this over with. We got the last... Oh, you hear my knee crack? The last series we got for this haul is Black Clover. And if you've been watching these past few manga haul videos, I have been in love with Black Clover, and I'm so sad because I was right. I have acquired... almost up to the English release. By the time this comes out, volume 23 is probably out, but I've collected up to volume 22, and damn, do I just love this series even more. This arc has gotten so good. Like, I'm sure this analogy has been used before, but I'm likening the quality of Black Clover to the strength of Asta as the series goes on because it's gotten so good. And apparently the Spade Kingdom arc, which they set up at the end of volume 22, apparently that's going to be even better somehow, which just perplexes me because I don't know how, but I'm really excited to see how. And another thing, on top of the story and art is of course always great. Characters are all likable, and this is the other series besides Chainsaw Man where I'm just itching to potentially read ahead digitally and then of course continue to buy the physical volumes because I just love the series. I'm also glad I decided to keep up with the anime. I actually did a similar thing to Bleach where I would read a set amount of volumes and then I would go back and watch the episodes of the anime that adapted those volumes, and I'm very glad that I did that for Black Clover because it started off very rough. It was mainly just the animation for me. I personally never had a problem with Asta's voice. People memed on that a lot, but I just thought his screams were funny. And, like, even though he screamed a lot, when it needed to get serious, Asta's voice actor did a good job. And, of course, Asta's voice actors have gotten even better. Like, it's sad that Studio Pierrot didn't start to realize that Black Clover would be good as they adapted it. I also wish that it was a seasonal show, because Black Clover could have gotten the anime it deserved, because it's gotten better over time, but it would have been so good to see animation from the later episodes, like in episode 49 or like 63 or like episode 100 in the earlier fights, because man, the early parts of the anime are rough, to say the least. But, you know, episode 49, episode 63, episode 100, episode 119, all those episodes are just so good, because the staff, like, they know how to make those really, really impactful moments that much more impactful than they were in the manga. And I know 119, they were severely understaffed and underfunded for it, but I still think it turned out really, really good. So my heart goes out to those guys, because they really care about Black Clover, but Studio Pierrot just had to kick some dirt into their eyes and kick them while they're down. And it's like, that's the reason why I have a hard time recommending the anime, because the anime does do some good stuff in it. Like, some of the filler, there are filler, but most of the filler is anime canon stuff. Clearly the people working on it want to do Black Clover, but Studio Pierrot is just making it really hard for them, which is really unfortunate. If you've read the manga, I'd recommend trying the anime, and if you can't do it, at least just watch some of, like, the highlights. Like, just go back and watch some of the best moments from the manga recreated in the anime. Of course, like refer to that episode list I gave that with, like, the best episodes, and, like, watch some of the fights from the Royal Knight selection exam. Some of those fights are really good in there too. And with that all being said, this is the end of the video. If you liked the video, leave a like, and if you want to see more, subscribe. I'll see you next month. Peace.